Hi friends, it's Professor Jackie here with another day of Professor Jackie's Picture Book Summer Camp. And today I'd like to share with you one of my other favorite books. There's so many. This one is called Last Stop on Market Street. It's written by Matt De La Pena and illustrated by Christian Robinson. CJ pushed through the church doors, skipped down the steps. Can you figure out which one is CJ? He's also on the cover. Here he is with his caregiver, and they're waiting for the bus to take them down Market Street. How far do you think they'll ride on Market Street? Well, the title says, Last Stop on Market Street, so I think all the way down. So here he is, skipping down the church steps. The outside air smelled like freedom, but it also smelled like rain, which freckled CJ's shirt and dripped down his nose. He ducked under his Nana's umbrella, saying, "How come we gotta wait for the bus and all this wet?" "Trees get thirsty too," his Nana told him. "Don't you see that big one drinking through a straw?" CJ looked for a long time, but never saw a straw. From the bus stop, he watched water pool on flower petals. He watched rain patter against the windshield of a nearby car. His friend Colby climbed in, gave CJ a wave, and drove off with his dad. "Nana, how come we don't got a car?" "Boy, what do we need a car for? We got a bus that breathes fire, and old Mr. Dennis, who always has a trick for you." The bus creaked to a stop in front of them. It sighed and sagged, and the doors swung open. "What's that I see?" Mr. Dennis asked. He pulled a coin from behind CJ's ear, placed it in his palm. Nana laughed her deep laugh and pushed CJ along. They sat right up front. The man across the way was tuning a guitar. An old woman with curlers had butterflies in a jar. Nana gave everyone a great big smile and a good afternoon. She made sure CJ did the same. You see the butterflies in the jar and the man with his guitar. The bus lurched forward and stopped, lurched forward and stopped. Nana hummed as she knit. "How come we always gotta go here after church?" CJ said. "Miguel and Colby never have to go nowhere." "Well, I feel sorry for those boys," she told him. "They'll never get a chance to meet Bobo or the sunglass man, and I hear Trixie got herself a brand new hat." CJ stared out the window, feeling sorry for himself. He watched cars zip by on either side, watched a group of boys hop curbs on bikes. A man climbed aboard with a spotted dog. CJ gave up his seat. "How come that man can't see?" "Boy, what do you know about seeing?" Nana told him. "Some people watch the world with their ears." "That's a fact. Their noses too," the man said, sniffing at the air. "That's a mighty fine perfume you're wearing today, ma'am." Nana squeezed the man's hand and laughed her deep laugh. It's fun to ride on the bus because you meet so many different people. Two older boys got on next. CJ watched as they moved on by and stood him back. "Sure wish I had one of those," he said. Do you see what they have? They're sharing a device to play music on. They're each listening with one of the earbuds. Nana set down her knitting. "What for? You got the real life thing sitting across from you. Why don't you ask the man if he'll play a song?" CJ didn't have to. The guitar player was already plucking strings and beginning to sing. "To feel the magic of music," the blind man whispered. "I like to close my eyes." Nana closed her eyes too. So did CJ. And the spotted dog. And in the darkness, the rhythm lifted CJ out of the bus, out of the busy city. He saw sunset colors swirling over crashing waves, saw a family of hawks slicing through the sky, saw the old woman's butterflies dancing free in the light of the moon. CJ's chest grew full, and he was lost in the sound, and the sound gave him the feeling of magic. The song ended and CJ opened his eyes. Everyone on the bus clapped, even the boys in back. Nana glanced at the coin in CJ's palm. CJ dropped it in the man's hat. "Last stop on Market Street," Mr. Dennis said. CJ looked around as he stepped off the bus. Crumbling sidewalks and broken down doors, graffiti-tagged windows and boarded-up stores. He reached for his Nana's hand. "How come it's always so dirty over here?" She smiled and pointed to the sky. "Sometimes when you're surrounded by dirt, CJ, you're a better witness for what's beautiful." Do you see anything of beauty here? People, birds. Here it says one love. There's beauty everywhere if we look for it. CJ saw the perfect rainbow arcing over the soup kitchen. He wondered how his mom, Nana, always found beautiful when he never even thought to look. He looked all around them again, at the bus rounding the corner out of sight, and the broken street lamps still lit up bright, and the stray cat shadows moving across the wall. You see the rainbow? Way up here? When he spotted their familiar faces in the window, he said, "I'm glad we came." Everyone's in line. He thought his Nana might laugh her deep laugh, but she didn't. She patted him on the head and told him, "Me too, CJ. Now come on." Can you figure out where they ended up at this last stop on Market Street that they go to every Sunday after church? Let's see. There's a lot of people that were in line and now they're eating, and here's CJ and Nana with caps on their head, food caps, to keep their hair out of the food. They must be helping to serve food to the people that were in line. And here they are, all done, ready for the bus to take them back home. I think one of the reasons I really love this book so much is it makes me think about beauty and how each one of us can really think about how we can bring our own sort of beauty into the world, just like CJ and his Nana did by helping out and feeding people who needed food. What are some things we can do this summer while we're home that could be actually helpful to other people so that we can be beauty? And we can create our own beauty. I was thinking about that, and I came up with a few ideas for making beauty. I can create beauty. So I thought of a few ideas that I'd like to share with you. One was to write notes of thanks. Thank you notes. These could be for people that are doing work for us, even though we're all staying home, like our postal carriers who bring us mail every day. Postal carriers. Nurses. Teachers. Those are just a few that I can think of. I'm sure you could think of others. Well, speaking of people out in the world while we're home, what if you were to use sidewalk chalk to decorate your sidewalk? You could write uplifting notes like, "We can do it," or "We're all in this together," and draw rainbows like CJ saw in the book, or suns with smiley faces and other hearts and other uplifting symbols and pictures to give people a sense of happiness as they walk past your home and see the beauty you created for them to enjoy on their walk. Another idea is to help at home with our parents who are very busy with their own jobs and with keeping us safe and happy and healthy. So we could help with chores. We can offer to wash the dishes, take out the garbage, or do other helpful tasks around the house. How about if we have relatives that are older than us and miss us? We can make cards to mail to our grandparents or aunts or uncles or family friends that could use a message of love and happiness from us, and draw a picture on the front of the card and write a nice letter on the inside to mail to them. If we have neighbors who live nearby, maybe we could bake a treat and leave it on their doorstep and ring the bell and then run 6 feet away or to the end of the sidewalk and wave to them as they come and get their treat that you put on their front porch for them or their front stoop. Or if you have a younger brother or sister and your parents or caregivers are busy, you can say, "I can read a book to my brother or sister," to keep them busy for your parents as they're trying to get work done. Read a book to a sibling. A sibling is the word that means brothers and sisters, a brother or a sister. Well, this is a good list to get us thinking, but to really make it kind of special for us to use, if you take a big piece of paper, like construction paper or poster board, or just tape a couple of pieces of computer paper together to make a large piece, and write at the top, "I can create beauty." Then you can take Post-it notes and take some of our ideas and write them on Post-it notes, like thank you notes to my teacher, and post that on here. And any other ideas that we just had? We had read a book, so you could copy it from your list onto the Post-it note. Read a book to my brother, if you have a little brother. See, read a book to my brother. And let's get a different colored marker to make the poster kind of colorful and interesting to look at. Another one of our ideas was help with chores. So I could write that on a Post-it note. And make a treat for a neighbor. Draw pictures on our sidewalk to cheer people up as they walk by. What was another idea we had? Let's see, we had make cards for family members. So as you come up with all your ideas on Post-it notes, now you can hang this up, tape it to the refrigerator, or if you have a cork board in your bedroom or a place in the house that everyone would see. And then each day you can go and say, how will I create beauty today? And close your eyes or pick one that you want to do. Help with chores, take it down, share it with your caregiver, and they can help you figure out something you can do for them. So it's a great way to come up with ideas, but also to have it so that you can just pull an idea off from the Post-it note to do each day. And it's a wonderful opportunity to create beauty even while we're staying home this summer. And there's other ideas you can come up with too. I wonder if you thought of some. Did you think to maybe plant flowers to make your yard look a little extra pretty since you'll be home and in your yard more often this summer than usual? There are a lot of different ways we can make a difference. If there's extra cans of food in the home that you have left over, like soup, and people aren't maybe having a lot of soup, or you have extra spaghetti packets and noodles and sauce, you can put them in a box and see if there's a local food pantry or other place that is collecting food. Like some neighborhoods have little free pantries. So there are ways that you can help even while staying at home and really bring beauty into the world like CJ and his Nana did. I hope you enjoyed the book, and if you'd like to check it out at your library, here it is again. It's called Last Stop on Market Street, and it's by Matt De La Pena and illustrated by Christian Robinson.